everyone, and welcome to EVE Talk, your weekly look at the EVE Online markets. I'm your host, delonewolf, and there were some good suggestions on the Nemesis video. Unfortunately, it looks like there are some problems with the comments at the moment on YouTube, so just a quick thanks. I really like the idea of sensor dampening. In case I don't need all those mid slots to hold down a target, for instance if my brother goes for the tackle, and then of course I can change up the fit quite a bit and try and do some damage at range. I do realize that the Nemesis is not the best chip for solo PvP, and it's really going to be about looking for very soft targets like miners or transport ships, maybe a battleship that is certain not to have drones. That could be a target as well if we're with 2 or 3. So we'll see how that works out. But for now, let's have a look at the markets, and we'll start off with titanium, which is just still 596. I think it's been that for a few weeks now. Pretty stable on the chart at the end there. And 587 for the sellers, so that looks pretty stable. Pyrite 12 not in station, 1257 in station, 1250 for the buyers in station, so that's still exactly the same, and no margin. So we could look at Mixalon, still stable, probably hanging around 60 ISK in station, 59 just a very small order, and 60.11. There we go, the first big sell order is there. 58 for the buyers, so just a 2 ISK margin on 60 ISK. That's almost nothing. We can safely say that the minerals are still stable at the moment. I think it's going to take some extraordinary events to start and change this up at the moment. Miners are pretty safe in their new mining ships. Maybe a very big war that would increase demand substantially could change the price, or a Hulkageddon, but that's going to take a lot more effort to start suicide ganking Machinas and Retrievers, which can easily be tanked quite a lot now. All you really need is a couple extra modules ready in your inventory, and then you can always quickly tank your mining ship at any sign of trouble. So yeah, it's going to be a lot harder to really influence the price of minerals, in my opinion. Let's start off with the Tech 3s. Still going to look at the Tengu. 186 for the sellers, 176 for the buyers. 10 million ISK margin, that's pretty decent. 186, I think that's pretty much where it was last week. Might be lower though. Yeah, probably might be lower though. Maybe it was like just below 190. So Tengu still going down. Just look at the chart though. It's not just since the rumors which have popped up at the end of September, but that has stopped a stabilization right there, and then really it's starting to nosedive, and it's starting to dip below where it was last year. So yeah, this could be a good time to start buying some Tech 3 ships. I'm just going to check out the other ones, just a quick check to see what their chart is like. It's pretty similar actually. Big uptick at the beginning of last year, then it went back down, stabilized a bit, and then around September that downtrend is back again, and they're pretty much where they were last year. So yeah, it's looking like the Tech 3 market is near a bottom, in my opinion. 186 for a Tengu, that's definitely not a lot. Tengu right there. The Tengu chart is a lot more pronounced too, up to almost 280 million, then back down to below 200. That's almost 50% difference from the top to the bottom here. So yeah, looks like if you want to fly some Tengus, I'd say this is the time to buy it. Let's see, Tech 2 for the logistics ships mainly. 59 for the sellers, 139 for the buyers on the Guardian. Margin 20 million, not bad on a 160 million ship. The chart a lot more difficult to read because we go from 0 to 700 million. Apparently someone put a data point at around 600 million there. Let's see if it's a bit better on the 3-month chart. Yeah, that looks a bit better. But I think if I go on at the 6-month chart, yeah, it clearly shows how the Tech 2 market is a lot more volatile, going up and down. It has some serious swings. And so right now, if you look at the tail end on the 3-month chart, and if you look at the 5-day moving average, it might be on an uptick again, and with a 20 million margin on the Guardian, I think this one is trade worthy actually. Let's have a quick look at the other ones. Cruisers, advanced logistics. Let's have a look at the Caldari one. This one knows no margin, 124, 127, 28, and on the 3-month chart, just a downtrend. Let's have a quick look at the 1-year chart. It still knows these upswings, but this one clearly has had a top and is now on a downtrend. So yeah, the Basilisk, I wouldn't call that one as trade worthy as the Guardian. The Minmatar chart is quite very close to the Caldari one, to the Basilisk one, and the price is also 133 for the buyers, 139 for the sellers. It's a bit more margin, but it's still only 6 million compared to the 20. And let's have a look at the Oneros, 140, 149, 150. So that's a 10 million chart margin. And the chart, at least this chart reflects a little bit more the Amar Guardian chart with a lot of ups and downs, not that big. Because of that one data point on the Amar chart, it wasn't as clear there on the 1 year, but you can clearly see how the Tech 2 market tends to go up and down and up and down. Just look at that 5-day moving average. Unfortunately, of course, the Oneros isn't traded as much. So yeah, at the moment, I think the Guardian is very trade worthy. If you have some ISK to spend, this is probably where you can make some money on trading, in my opinion. Moving on to the Tech 1 market, I usually go for the ships I like, and Talos 85, 86 almost 80 for the buyers, so that feels a bit like going up. Yeah, the 5-day moving average did go up significantly, but it's still within that band of I would say 77, 85 million, somewhere in between there. So we'll have to wait another week to see if this trend that's been going on for 3 months can be broken. But at the moment, a small uptick in the Talos, which is of course very good for me, because I have a BPC almost ready. It's ready in 4 days. So if this trend continues, I might make them and try and sell them right here in Jita. Let's have a look at just a very familiar and popular one, the Drake, although that one of course has known the nerf quite a lot. So maybe I should, I'm going to add a popular battleship in 0-0. You definitely have a lot of Maelstrom at the market quick bar. You do see Maelstrom fleets from time to time, so that could be an interesting one to have a look at as well. And still stable slight uptrend since, what am I on, 3-month chart, since about a good month. Let's have a look at the 1-year chart. Yeah, price is up and pretty stable here. Market data 190 for the buyers, sellers in station 209. That's 20 million, almost 10% in margin. Not a bad ship to trade in actually, in my opinion, although the price is a lot higher than the Guardian, but price is decently stable, holding at around 200 million. So this pretty much reflects, I think, what's been happening to the minerals in the Tech 1 market. So a big upswing at the beginning of the year, and then pretty stable for several months now already. So I think, unless you hear about nerfs like what you had with the Drake, let's have a quick look at the Drake chart, which a new serious downtrend, but that's because of the nerf of the heavy missile chart. It's pretty clear that that the Tech 1 chips are very closely related to the mineral price, and that unless you're hearing news about specific chips, you can expect these to be pretty constant, pretty stable in price along with the minerals. And unless the minerals start to change for some reason, I think we'll continue to see a stable Tech 1 market as well. Moving on to a suggestion, technetium. Let's see if I can find it. I have to be honest, this is a 00 produced manufacturing, maybe? No. Technetium, there we go. Add to market quick bar. This is a 00 produced good that I don't know a lot about, but I do know it used to only come from moons, which I think you can see, and there was a lot of talk of a cartel of alliances owning all the technetium production, which could explain this huge increase in price here up to 200,000 ISK. And then it slowly started going down. I think that's normal correction because of speculation driving up this price, or manipulation driving up this price. Then it fell off a cliff, which, if I'm not mistaken, CCP has changed the system, so you can, through some system of alchemy, also produce technetium using other raw materials. And I think this is going to be speculation on the news that this was coming. Serious downward spike there towards 80k, so that's below 50% of the top price, and then a correction to around 120,000, which I suspect is around the price of, or maybe a bit above the price of what it turned out to cost to use this new system to produce technetium from other sources. And then at the moment, in the last month, it's known, I go for the 3-month chart, it's a bit more obvious here. Since September, so that's already 2 months actually, a downtrend on technetium. My guess would be that more and more 00 alliances are starting to get their production up there, and that it's slowly pushing the price. Now, I don't know what technetium is used for. I do know it's used in the Hulk, so I'm guessing it's part of Tech 2 production. But yeah, this was a suggestion for me to look at it. A very strange chart, which I consider part 1, that enormous rise, to be speculation. After that you have a slow downtrend, which is a correction due to the speculation going out of the market. Then big massive drop to around 80k, which I suspect is on rumors of the changes to the technetium production by CCP. Then an upswing, which I suspect is, once again, these are my suspicions. I'm not sure about all of this, but I follow the news enough that I think I'm right on this. That this upswing again here is not really speculation, but people finding out what it was actually going to cost to produce all this extra technetium not coming from moons. And then right now the market is slowly starting to find its price, and apparently it's not at 120k, but it's going to turn out more around 80k. So yeah, at the moment technetium on a downtrend since a few months, and it's known quite a lot of trials and tribulations due to all the changes that CCP made to the way you produce technetium. Finally, I shouldn't forget, of course, the Plex, the 1-year chart. It's stable right here at the tail end, which is pretty interesting, going up and down, pretty stable there. And yeah, actually this is, I find this pretty interesting. I might have to revise my my idea that we're going to see a correction. So what I was expecting is a mirroring of this chart right here at the very beginning, and we're coming very close to where in last year Plex knew a top and then a downtrend after the last expansion. And I was expecting this top right here to also be this first top here. Unfortunately, right now it seems to be bobbing ahead pretty stably at around, what are the prices at the moment? 580 to 500, 568 for the buyers, so around 580 million. And if you look right after this downtrend, it went back up decently quickly and then stayed pretty stable, and after that you can see a summer downtrend and then back up on the speculation, which is the same as this chart. So yeah, it might be my opinion that we won't see a sharp downtrend in the price of Plex this time, because people just the markets is stabilizing at the moment. So very difficult, of course, this Plex market. So here's what I'm thinking. I don't expect this downtrend to be mirrored this year, or certainly not as sharply, because we've already had our two tops, and right now it's a bit more stable for a longer period of time. But if we do see a downtrend, I would say it's a buying opportunity, because it would become a new floor, just like this low point here below 450 was a new floor. If you had bought at this point, regardless if you sold a few months later during the summer, or right then at the next speculation bubble at the end of the year before this winter expansion, you would have made significant profits. And I do think, although I'm not sure if it's going to show up anymore, that if we see a downtrend after the expansion right here on the green line, I have to say the 20-day moving average, so it has to be a real downtrend, you're looking at a buying opportunity for the rest of the year. Because after that, prices are going to go up, stay a bit stable, maybe go down a little bit over the summer like we saw here. But I do expect this to become the new floor, and I would say around 550 million. If Plex ever reaches that price again, I expect that to be the new floor for Plex, at which point I should really consider whether or not I want to invest in them, and I think the answer for me personally is yes. Anyways, there we go. Pretty extended episode this time, and I'll see you all next time.